Hello everyone, welcome back to Python tutorial. This is Utkarsh from Sunsoft Technologies, and today we'll be continuing on to operators. So first of all, operators are special symbols in Python that carry out arithmetic or logical computation. The value that the operator operates on is called the operand. For example, 2 plus 3 is 5. And now here the plus operator is used for addition. It's a basic arithmetic operator. Now the literals 2 and 3 are the operands, and the operation that happened, which was the addition operation, gave 5 as the result. Now we'll be covering arithmetic, comparison, logical, assignment and bitwise operators. We have other special operators as well, which are in, like not in, is and is not, and these will be discussed further in the tutorial. These are membership and identity operators. We'll be discussing these later. So to start with, we have arithmetic operators. The next ones are comparison operators. Then we have logical operators. Then we have assignment operators and also bitwise operators. Now we look at them one by one. So first of all, arithmetic operators. Now these operators are used for arithmetic operations, as the name suggests, like add, subtract, etc. So now let me open up PowerShell, and over here we'll be using Python. So here we have the Python REPL. So now arithmetic operation, the first one we saw was plus or addition. So it's a simple operator. See, 23 plus 32, 55. Similarly, it works with floating point numbers as well. Simple. Similarly, we have minus 2.0, which is basically the minus operator. Similarly, we have for integers as well. Then we have the multiplication operator. These are very basic. Right, and then we also have the division operator. You see, the division operator gives a float result even if the operands are integer. Okay, now let's say we have a floating point numbers for division. Still our result is floating point. So now what if we want the result to be integer? What if we want only the divisor, like we want whole number division? So for that, let's say if we have 23 by 2, then we clearly get the result 11.5. So rather than 11.5, I only want to know what is the whole number that is the divisor of this. So what I will do for integer division, I have another operator, the double slash. Now when I do this with double slash, it gives me only the integer part of that fraction. So now I have got the integer part of the fraction. What now? I want the remainder as well. So now I want the divisor separately and the remainder separately. So for the remainder, we have the modulo operator, or you can say this is the percent sign. So this will give you the remainder. See, so now what we know is that means that 2 multiplied by 11, 22. I'll tell you about the underscore in a bit. So underscore is basically, you can use this underscore to refer to the last value that the REPL gave you as a result. So see what will happen. Last value plus 1, 23. See, we got to the number that we were using in the very start. So similar to this, if we want to have, let's say, with the so now we have floating point number. So now with this 23.98, let's try and do the double one, 4.98. So the integer we got 4. Now let's find out the remainder. What is the remainder? We're just confirming if it is doing the correct operation or not. So we find out the remainder is this. So now what I want to do is, okay, I want to multiply 4.98, the dividend, with the divisor 4.0, and then I want to add the remainder in it. So the remainder I have as the underscore. I don't want to type all of that. I'll just use the underscore because that is the last result that the REPL gave me. And see, I got 23.98, the very starting number for it. Okay, so this is how these operators work. We have another operator that is used for exponent value or to raise to the power of something. Let's see that. So for that we have 2 stars. So let's say I want to calculate 2 raised to the power 5, which is 32, right? So this double star is the exponent operator. Similarly, if I want to do 5 square, 25. So now next are the comparison operators. So greater than, less than. So these operators are used to compare values such as greater than, less than, greater than, equal to. Now one thing about comparison operators is that they always resolve to a boolean value. So the result of these operators will always be either true or false. Let's see them. So let's say I want to calculate if 43 is less than 54. That is true. If 21 is greater than 2, that is true as well. 23 is less than 2, that is false. So this is simple, greater than or less than. Other than this, we also have less than, equal to. Now that is false. Or if I want to check less than, equal to 32, then it will return true. Also notice that the values that are being returned have a capital T and a capital F. So these are the proper boolean values that Python uses. Okay, so with comparison operators we also have the equality and inequality operators. So for that we'll have, let's say 21 equals to 21, that is true. 20 equals to 21, that is false. Similarly, 21 is not equal to 20, true. 21 is not equal to 21, false. So these are simple, clear. So this is less than, greater than, less than, and less than, equal to, less than, equal to again. Then equal to, double equal sign is for equality, and not equal to is depicted by an exclamation mark and a equal to sign. So next operators that we'll be looking at are the logical operators. Now these logical operators operate on boolean values. So we have the AND operation, OR operation, and NOT operation. So now these operate on boolean values only. Okay, so we'll be giving the operands as the boolean values, which will be, let's say, true and false is false. Similarly, true and true is true. Now false and true is still false, and false is obviously false. So this gives you the idea of the working of the AND operator. AND operator will only return true if both of the operands are true. Now let's look at the OR operator. So true or false gives us true. True or true gives us true. Similarly, now false or false gives us false, and false or true gives us true. So see, now in this case it always returns true unless both of them are false. So we have these two operators. Now AND operator and OR operator, these are working on boolean values only. Okay, and these are comparison operators which return boolean values only. So you can use these in expressions when you are using and an or operator. Now let's go to the not operator. So not of true is false and not of false is true. So this operator will change the value of whatever boolean expression or boolean value you will give to it. So it will just negate it. So that is the not operator. Now again let me exit and clear it up. Now the assignment operator we'll see after we are done with variables, because it is about assigning value to the variables. So that's why we'll see it in the variables concept, and it is the next video only. And next we move on to the bitwise operators. Now see, the bitwise operators work on the binary level. They work on each bit of any numeric value. So we are going to work with, see, we can do this as well, but you won't understand how it actually reached to the conclusion of 2. So 10 and 3 is 2. How is that possible? So now we'll see it on the bit level. So we have done the binary representation in literals. You can go check it out in that video. And with this, yeah, so this is the representation for 10, 2 and 8, and this is the representation for 3, 2 and 1. Okay, so now we are going to apply the AND operator, the bitwise AND, on these two. Now you see that it is 2. So let me just write down what is the representation for 2. So we have 0 0 1 0. So see what happened here, it ANDed these two values. So remember we talked about 0 and 1 representation of true and false. So that is what is happening exactly here. So this is going to AND this value and this value. So 0 and 1 is going to be 0. 1 and 1 is going to be 1, and 0 and 0 is going to be 0, and 1 and 0 is going to be 0 only. So in the case of AND, it will only return 1, which is true, in the case where both of the operands have the same, sorry, not the same bit, but the 1 bit in that place. So in the second place, both of them have 1, that's why it returned 1, and this is the representation for the number 2. So the REPL gave you the number 2. Now similarly, let's do the 10 again, but with the OR operator. See now how the result will change. Now it says 11. So how did we get to that? Let's write down the representation for 11. For 11 we have 1 0 1 1. So see what is happening. False or true is still true. True or true is true. False or false is false, and true or false is true. So that is the representation for 11. That is how the bitwise operators work on each and every bit. Now let's see the other operators that we have. We saw the bitwise AND, we saw the bitwise OR. First of all, let's see the bitwise XOR. So let's take this example only, XOR. Now it is giving us 9. So what is the number for 9? It is, yeah, so it gives us 9. So it will give us 9. Why? Because see, the XOR operator works with same or the different bits. So all you have to remember, if the two bits are different, like here it is 0 and here it is 1, so if the two bits are different, then it is going to return true, but if the two bits are same, then it is going to return false. So 1 and 1 is false, 0 and 0 is false, 0 only, and 1 and 0 is 1 in this case with XOR. Okay, that's why it returned 9. So now let's see the not. So not is the tilde sign with any operator. So now what it's going to do, let's see, it returned minus 11. So minus is because it used the sign bit. It also it also changed the sign bit as well, so that's why it's minus. So let's use the tilde with a minus integer and see what's happened. Because of 2's complement, because we use the 2's complement to store the number, that's why it's returning 1. Now let's see the shift operators. Now we are going to see the left shift. So what the shift operator do is they take this operand, the right operand, and shift all of these digits for that many places. So these are going to shift 2 bits. So let's see what's the resultant. So it's 40 now. So what happened, let's try and shift these by 2 bits. So what we're going to do is just add 2 zeros at the end. So now what happened is this one which was at 2 shifted to 8, and this one which was at 8 shifted to 16 and then 32. So it's 32 plus 8 which is 40 now, rather than the previous one which was 10. So now let's shift it towards the right hand side. So now let's see what happens. So whichever bits are out of scope, like these 2 digits, they went out of scope, so now they are no longer valid. So what has happened is 0 0 1 0. So see, whenever you are shifting the bits, they are getting replaced with a 0. So in this case what happened is these 2 bits got shifted here and these 2 bits got shifted out of the number, and they were filled with 0 0. So the only one bit that was left was on 2. So these are the shift operators. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video.